Hey guys, I'm back. I just felt like doing some resource collecting and everything on the map here, and figured I'd start start a play and see what I can do. I'm experiencing some frame rate lag. I'm gonna look at that real quick. I'm gonna run with my F3 up for a little bit and see what kind of frames I get. I've made some quality changes and it may be affecting things. I want to know. I needs to know. Ah. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I felt like doing some resource collecting. I figured I'd videotape it while I did it, you know. Uh, do some digging maybe, and see what we can't get. I got my bucket. I forgot all about that. Uh, that'll come in handy here shortly. Heck yeah. Anywho, I was trying to come up with things to talk about while watching and all. I guess I could talk about, I don't know, like perhaps video games. Let's talk about video games, man. I've been a gamer since, I don't know, since about 8. First video game I ever played was, Legend of Zelda. Yeah. My gaming addiction started back then. My father kicked it off unknowingly. He, put a controller in my hand and Legend of Zelda into the NES console. Let's here, check it out. I don't know for how long I played. It seemed like ages to me, but I was young, so any amount of time at all would have felt like ages. But I loved it. The adventure was what caught me. And I don't think it was exactly like I had been exposed to video games before that, Atari and everything, but those little blocks and bleeps and bloops just didn't do anything for me. And seeing Legend of Zelda is what showed me the potential, I think, for what video games not only were at the time, which they were pretty awesome then. Legend of Zelda was incredible, but showed me I could see where things were going from then. I could see the bleeps and bloops we started with, and the more coherent to me Legend of Zelda. And I knew then, I could foresee then, you know, Ocarina of Time, which is perhaps one of my all-time favorite video games. It just, oh wow, like it just told me back then what I was going to be seeing in the future. I could just tell. Back then, the crazy thing is back then I didn't know about computer science and stuff, the things I know now, like Moore's Law and everything, but even without knowing those things, I could just foresee it. A point at which video games were a whole lot more than what I was seeing then. I just knew that someday I'd be playing something like Minecraft here. And so I've been playing games ever since then. Love them. There for a while, I was addicted to not only video games, but the video game industry entirely. I enjoyed watching the various figures in the industry and seeing how things developed and how things play out and where things go right and where things go wrong and where things go wrong but still turn out right. And for example, this last generation for the guys at Microsoft, let's be honest here, the Xbox was both an awesome. The Xbox was essentially an awesome turd. spectacular performance, spectacular games. Xbox Live was just astounding. It was everything I dreamed of in multiplayer gaming from my couch. It's just amazing. But at the same time, that well-performing little box was also actually a piece of junk. I have been through 2 of them personally. I know many people who have been through many, many more consoles. They just die on us. Die like crazy. They were not built to last, that's for sure. And Microsoft, man, it took them so long to realize they were having a problem. Uh, I was really legitimately worried. Like, I really thought that perhaps that Microsoft had encountered a serious problem with it. But no, they pulled it off gracefully. They pulled out all the stops, making sure that people were reimbursed and everything, and that they upped the warranties and everything, made sure everybody got new consoles in their hands with as little fuss as possible. So I mean, there were some people who wound up with some problems and some angry people. Uh, I was not one of them. Like, warranty got extended, I don't know, a few months before my Xbox experienced my first Xbox died. I didn't buy into the Xbox immediately. I bought in at the Elite stage, hoping, as a matter of fact, that the Elite model would have many of the problems that had plagued the past models repaired. Sadly, that was not the case. My Elite died the same horrible death that many other previous generation boxes died of. Wasn't the red ring. No, I'm not talking. I never did actually get a red ring. I was never so lucky. My 360 just had its video card fail. It just died. Like one day I'm playing Microsoft. Yeah, one day I'm playing Mass Effect, my other favorite game series, and I think it was Mass Effect 1. I'm playing away, right, and things start to look a little funny. Like someone turned it down from millions of colors to 256 colors. That's what it looks like on an old VGA monitor. Someone went into my display settings and changed it to 256 colors. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I quit to the title screen, and it's the same there. Like, well, this is a weird glitch. Exit the game, come back into it, same problem. The dashboard looks fine, but the dashboard was already low res back in those days anyway. It was the old Blade interface that they had. So it was already low res anyway. So, like, telling the difference. Ooh, sun's setting right now. Pfft, I missed the day entirely. Anywho. So it's already low res as all get out. So I really didn't see any difference there. But, you know, I decided to try something. I'll reboot the console. Reboot the console, and you know, my screen goes black. My television screen goes black, and it says on it, uh, no signal. Of course, that's what most TVs say on them when you turn off an electronic device that's connected to them. They'll go to, oh, there's no signal now. You know, and there wasn't. You know, of course, because the Xbox is off. But I turn it back on, and lo and behold, instead of no signal, I get invalid format. No, I've never seen a TV say invalid format before. My Xbox was hooked up HDMI, and so I tested the HDMI connection. I'm like, well, maybe something gone wonky with the HDMI cable. So I pull the HDMI cable out, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, well, maybe my cable's gone bad somehow. Now that'd be really weird, but it's possible. So I switched over to the component cables that came with the thing. No signal out of those, period. no signal through the component cables. And that's when I realized I had a problem. I tried all my other devices out on my TV. Everything worked fine except for for the Xbox. I even like swapped out the Xbox, disconnected it from its HDMI cable, connected another device to the same cable to test the cable out. That other device played with that HDMI cable just fine. So that's when I knew my problem was in the Xbox itself. Sure, call to Xbox support, verification of my warranty. They mail. I try to obtain a coffin. Had some trouble with that, so they mailed me one. I forget what we had to do to get the coffin, but it took a little work to get the coffin because they didn't want to send those out for free because they were having issues in that regard. I forget what was going on with that exactly. But why does everything seem a little choppier and less smooth than it usually does? I mean, I don't. Is my frame rate really dipping? It is. It's dipping big time. Feels more like I'm getting 30 frames a second. Well, that's what I record anyway, so it's not a big loss to me. Maybe, in fact, I'll just options, video settings. I'll just kick that down. I like to keep it at 40. Give it a little buffer. See if I see any frame rate drops. That's the weird thing about Minecraft, is you'll get frame rate drops. Suddenly you'll start getting frame rate drops. If you crank the frame rate down, it'll actually start dropping below what you set is the max frame rate, which I don't like that one bit. Anywho, as I was saying, I got the Xbox sent out and had a replacement, and the replacement took a while to arrive. Like turnaround all around took a month. There and back again. Month there and back again. I want some of that cobblestone back. So that was a disappointing situation. I wanted to go outside and get some water. I can't, but I have a solution to that. Boom. We have water here. In my little well. But yeah, it was all around a disappointing situation, I thought, but in the end it came out okay. And for a little while I was disenfranchised with the system. I felt betrayed by it. Let's see if this speeds up my growing process. In fact, we'll just leave it with those. That should, yeah, that'll be enough to reach. I might go and get water and fill up this entirely. Maybe half slab this. Yeah, let's do that. This is what I usually do with my water, is I half slab it up. Ooh, more eggs. No, you get away from that ladder, buddy. Let's breed us up more chickens. Whoa, guys, get away from the ladder. Oh, wow, they all grew up on me while I was messing around up here. Heck yeah, there we go. I got 15 levels now. You guys, you need to get away from my ladder. Shoo. You know, I got an idea too. This might improve things too. First off, I don't need 2 ladders. I just need 1. and I'll put it in the middle. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I was a little disenfranchised for a little while, but I came back to my Xbox. I found some new games to play and everything and all. And but then I kind of over the past little while here, I've transitioned into being a PC gamer. Uh, as you can see, you're watching me play a PC game. Wow, munching is loud. Yeah, love me some PC gaming. I actually became a World of Warcraft player for a while. It wasn't my first time in the game. I played back in vanilla, but only for about a month or so, and I felt the game was incredibly dull, boring, and didn't find anybody I'd like to play with. And back then, the game was heavily into, like, they were bent on making people play together. And it just not working. First off, because I started late. It seemed like everybody and their brother was level 60, and they had all these group quests, in all these zones, and there's no one to go do them with because everybody was level 60, and so no one cared about doing the old quests. They were all out doing raids, or whatever else 60s did back then, because that was the level cap back then. And boy, I don't imagine there was much to do then, too. I bet they lost a lot of subscribers. But it was shortly before, I came in shortly before the launch of Burning Crusade, so things started to wind up again, as people knew the expansion was coming. And it arrived, the expansion came out, and all the level 60s ran off to Outland, leaving me even more alone. So here's my level 40 butt out, hearing everybody talk about the Outlands and how awesome it is and all. And here's my level 40 butt stuck out in frickin', what was the place called? I think Zangermarsh or some crap like that. No, not Zangermarsh. That was in Outland. Thinking about Outland. Out in the marshes around what used to be Theramore before they blew it up at Cataclysm. I was out killing turtles in the water around Theramore, grinding my next level because I'd already used up all the quests for my level, except for the group ones, and there was no one to group with. So I'm out there grinding away, killing turtle after turtle. Also, I did have a quest, I think, to collect a billion turtle meat for turtle soup. Like, I'm not kidding. It was like 30 turtle meat or something, and I gotta drop a turtle meat once every 5 turtles. So it was a lovely grind fest, and the worst part was I knew I would be walking everywhere until I obtained 1,000 gold, enough to buy a mount. And back then 1,000 gold was unthinkable, because even today 1,000 gold would hurt my pocket. Like, and in comparison, to back then, like 1,000 gold is kind of piddly. I could earn 1,000 gold in a week. Back then, I was looking at months of grinding before I could get my mount. So it was walking everywhere. So I quit. I was like, this is nothing but a grind fest. A boring, dull grind fest. And then I got a new computer. What was it, like 6 years ago or something? I got a new computer, and Wrath of the Lich King had been out for a while, and I wanted to see what WoW looked like on my new computer. I wanted to see, basically I wanted to go back and see all the games I'd seen before, only all in happy HD glory, on a new machine. So I was going around gathering games I'd played in the past and loading them up, and some of them were laughably, like, ugly, by the current day standards, but I loaded up World of Warcraft and found I saw all the things I was missing on my old computer, and then all the improvements they had made to the graphics, as well as all the improvements to the gameplay and everything. Ooh, I got my first mount at level 20? What? It was like, cost what? 1 gold? Oh, I am so in. I played through the rest of Burning or the Lich King, or which was let me see, the point I joined, they were just releasing Ice Crown a few months into the future from that point. So I got to see Ice Crown come. And I played all the way up till about a few months before Cataclysm was to come. And I took a break and came back, I don't know, just as Firelands was wrapping up. It wasn't a choice break, it was a life break. My life situation had changed, and as a result, I wasn't able to play like I'd wanted to. And, real life comes first, guys. Real life always comes first. So, real life got in the way, and I wasn't able to play. It's daytime again. Let's go out and breed us some cows. And boy, I got more iron. See, things are looking up now, guys. Looking up. I need to separate this out. Time to build another chest. That's why I dug that hallway out over there and forgot all about it. That's a single. There's a double. Boom. 16 blocks. 2 chests for 1 large. This is my favorite chest. My rare materials chest. Do I have any signs? Yeah, they're in the wood box. There. So you gotta get all this stuff decentralized. That's the dirt box, not the wood box. Derp. Derpy derp derp. Exclamation point. Just like for fun. My rare materials box. I used up all my picks too. That's perfect. It was perfect. Let's make 3 more picks. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, I was a World of Warcraft player. What led to my retirement is Pandaria came out. I have nothing against pandas and anthropomorphized pandas. It did seem very silly to me, and especially so quickly after we got Worgen. I loved Worgen. I wanted a Worgen from the very beginning of my WoW career because someone mentioned druids, and I was thinking of Diablo's druids because Blizzard's the same, and I was like, ooh, I could be a werewolf again. And I was like, a werewolf in an MMO. I am so in. Nope, they didn't have them. Not until Cataclysm. Anywho, I so thought, I so thought I was gonna be a Worgen druid. It wasn't happening. Anywho, so I go off to. I need a tools chest too. Let's make one of those too. The Panda expansion killed it for me though, because it is essentially vanilla WoW all over. It's all about the questing and the grinding. Like, so totally. See, you advanced your armor by collecting tokens. And basically, you ran regular dungeons collecting freaking justice points until you got the gear that was good enough that you could start doing heroics. And then in heroics, you collected the valor points. And the valor points awarded you the armor that would put you at raid ready. And then from there, you would be earning, like tokens and valor points and all the things you need to buy super uber gear that beat out the raiding gear you're wearing to make things easy. And then from there on, it was also there were also the epic drops that the raid bosses dropped and everything. Oh man, that was the way I loved doing it. Progression was just amazing to me then, because it was all about getting together with my friends and running heroic instances and trying to get into raids and everything, and you know, working together to try to get our crap together as a team. And then along comes Panda, and it's all about, oh, go do these dailies, go do these dailies, go do these dailies, go do these dailies. Next thing you know, no one in the guild's talking to each other because we're all off running around on these stupid dailies by ourselves. And we're all bored out of our heads. So, it quickly led to us all, well, I don't know about everyone, but quickly led to me unsubbing. I could not get out and do another daily. It was just too much for me. Oh, and the thing that really killed it for me, I always liked how the classes were kind of, or the classes were kind of fluid and would change over time and everything. I like that. One of these days, once I start getting a good supply of leather and everything, I might replace these with item frames. For those people who like that look, I might be doing that. Anywho, I usually only need one stack for the gold. I keep some unsmelted here. Sometimes I like to smelt a whole bunch at once, because I can. Oh, I'm gonna just smelt that right now. I am shortage of iron armor. Go throw that 11 in there. Get us some more eggs. But yeah, needless to say, World of Warcraft became boring and stale to me. I loved the look of Pandaria, and as much as I thought the pandas would kind of cartoonize uh, and under make WoW feel more kiddie to me and everything, that wasn't the case. I absolutely loved the whole panda thing. I was down for it completely, but that grind fest that was going on bored me to tears. Like, oh man, the art and the storytelling they were doing with those, with some of those quests was outstanding. But it just made me cry because, like, tears of boredom were coming out. Like, seriously, tears of boredom. I wonder if I pull out that bottom one without stop them from climbing too. But yeah, Pandas ruined it for me. Wrecked it. It did. It fixed my problem. I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. Pandas wrecked it for me. Not for the reasons it wrecked it for most players. Just the boredom of it killed it. I felt they put too much development time in some areas, not enough in others. Their dungeons, the new dungeons, like, even though running them on heroic didn't really earn you as much as it used to. It also had the fact that they were a little bit more challenging in spots, but for the most part, they felt dull. After a few runs, we were done with them. Especially, that was the biggest thing, is after a few runs, you're done with them. You didn't have to go back to them ever again if you didn't want to. I mean, because you weren't getting your Valor points doing that. You were getting Justice points. There wasn't any point to it. Like, what, you gonna buy more Justice gear? No. Anyway, that was a whole day there. I think I'm gonna call this an episode, and maybe I'll be right back with you guys. I don't know.